Hello, everyone. My name is Tripp. I am the President of Australians for Better Government. And I thought I'd come on here today because we just had our AGM the last week and we celebrated the achievements of Australians for Better Government over the 18 months that we've been in existence. And one of the things that I did during that AGM was deliver the President's report, which detailed some of those achievements. And I thought to myself, it would be good to put that out to a larger audience, not just the members that were in attendance for the AGM, but to everyone who's interested in Australians for Better Government and what we have been up to in the last 18 months. And look, it's been a great journey, a very exciting journey. A lot of our original views have changed as we've gone along because we've realised that civics in particular is one of the things that we need to focus on, not just for the kids. We'd love to roll out a civics course in the schools, but even adults are not really up to date with how our system operates. They say, we don't care about politics. We don't really understand preferential voting. We don't even understand voting. Well, I think that's a travesty in this country. If we want to live in a country like Australia, then we need to participate in our political system because we do have a good political system. It could be a hell of a lot better. But if we don't participate in the political system, then it's going to be taken away from us. And we are seeing that more and more with the rise of socialism in this country and other things, authoritarianism. We're starting to see the roots of that, you can argue. Some people may not feel that way. Some people may feel that way very, very strongly. We certainly feel that way as Australians for Better Government because we think that the government, whoever party is in, should be representing the people of Australia and that the Australian people should have a big say in our government and the direction of our government. So civics is one of the things that we've really noticed that we need to pay a lot of attention on, educate the public on our system, but also accountability. And there needs to be a lot more accountability built into our system. So that's where Australians for Better Government's focus is going. We are listening to people whenever we hold events. It's great to talk to people. It's great to talk to our speakers. We get a lot of ideas out of our great speakers, like John Ruddick, who proposed citizens-initiated veto at one of our meetings. And now we are hopefully going to be doing some work with the Honourable John Ruddick, who's a member of the New South Wales Parliament, to try and get that legislation introduced to the New South Wales Parliament. So that's really the power of Australians for Better Government. We can start the discussion and hopefully the political will comes along with us on that discussion and we start to drive real change. But for now, I'm going to deliver the President's report so all of you can hear about our achievements as well. So it is my great privilege as founder and elected President of Australians for Better Government to present this report to our members at the annual general meeting. This past 18 months has been one of steady progress in our mission to improve the structure and performance of government in Australia, advocating constitutional reform, educating Australians in civics, and to empower voters through active and meaningful engagement. ABG continues to grow as a voice for genuine reform focused on transparency, accountability, and restoring faith in our political and governmental process. I am proud of what we have achieved together, and I am excited about the possibilities ahead. So our mission, Australians for Better Government, is a non-partisan advocacy organisation dedicated to reforming Australia's democratic processes. Through education, public events, and policy advocacy, ABG works to promote greater accountability, transparency, and genuine representation in government for the benefit of all Australians. So, some of our key activities and achievements of the last 18 months, ABG has delivered on our objectives through targeted advocacy, member engagement, and public communication. We've had regular newsletters and updates to our email list. Some of the most recent ones we have addressed critical issues regarding Australia's fuel security vulnerabilities, and we've called for a 90-day strategic reserve. And we've reflected on Australia Day and the importance of national pride. We've had numerous press releases, issued timely press releases advocating for the introduction of citizens-initiated veto to allow Australians to repeal legislation that betrays public promises or the national interest. We have also provided scrutiny and public comment on the ASIO Amendment Bill, emphasising the need for strong safeguards around coercive powers. Our National Pride and Flag campaign, we've continued to promote the Australian national flag as our national symbol, something that unifies us. And we've promoted the campaign to enable Australians to request an Australian-made flag from their local federal member of parliament, as a symbol of that unity and pride in our nation. Now, events, we've hosted a number of events around the country, including Sydney, Adelaide, the Gold Coast, Cessnock, and the Central Coast. These events provided us with a direct conduit to share our message with the local public in those regions. It also allowed us to build up relationships with the speakers at those events, which no doubt will help with our advocacy in the future. Legislative monitoring. Now, Mark Neugebauer has been doing an excellent podcast on our YouTube channel called Bills Alert, and it's provided ongoing alerts on bills and analysis, particularly on the South Australian Parliament, to keep members informed and engaged with the parliamentary processes across Australia. As I mentioned in the beginning, civics education. ABG has provided ongoing constitutional history, education, and analysis to inform the Australian public on how our governmental system has evolved and currently functions. And that a big part of that has been down to Dr. Christopher Reynolds, who's done numerous podcasts with us and also spoken at a lot of our events. We have also highlighted ways our constitution could be improved and provided solutions on how this could happen. Media engagement. ABG has seen several articles published in The Spectator Australia and also the Light Australia newspaper. Representatives of ABG have also appeared on several Australian podcasts to spread our message, including The Daily Australian, Club Grubbery, Cafe Lockdown, Faith, Culture and Politics in Australia, Courage is the Cure, and regular appearances on the Mike Ryan Network and Commanding the Narrative. Social media engagement. Our social media presence has been extremely encouraging. Our Facebook page has grown to over 8,600 followers, and some of our clips from our events have gone viral, as the young people say, with some reaching far beyond 300,000 views each. We are also active on YouTube, X, and now Instagram. Governance and compliance. As an incorporated association under the Associations Incorporation Act of 2009 in New South Wales, we have upheld the highest standards of governance. Our committee has met 24 times in 18 months, maintained proper records and minutes, and ensured compliance with all reporting and operational requirements. We remain committed to transparency and accountability in our own operations, which is something that we champion for government at large. Our financial position remains sensible and sustainable. Revenue from membership fees, together with donations from committed supporters and money raised through events, has enabled us to operate efficiently as a lean advocacy organisation. We have not received any large-scale donations from government or any other group, thus making us completely grassroots funded. I thank all members and supporters for their financial support, which directly fuels our advocacy work. Now, our challenges and outlook. We operate in a political environment often characterised by short-term thinking, party loyalty, and public apathy. These challenges underscore the vital importance of our work. In the year ahead, we will intensify efforts to cut through apathy by expanding our reach, refining our messaging, and strengthening relationships with our membership, elected members of parliament, and other advocacy groups. A key challenge for us has been spreading our message in a congested political environment and ensuring that it resonates with everyday Australians. Our message is complex at times, amplified by the insufficient civics education and knowledge seen here in Australia, which requires repetition before our message is absorbed. And we're already starting to see a lot of people coming around to our way of thinking. When they hear our message more and more, they're starting to nod their heads more and more. They're starting to understand what we're trying to advocate for. Today, we have not seen any attention from the mainstream media, although we hope that will change. So again, our reach has been grassroots supported and driven by the hard work and dedication of our committee. We have also seen our mission evolve as we have progressed. Originally, ABG was focused solely on governmental and constitutional reform, but over the course of the last 18 months, we have realised that civics education and breaking political apathy will also require our focus. We are also evolving to advocate for broader positions that will benefit all Australians, such as a fairer taxation system. ABG remains a volunteer organisation, which limits the time the committee can invest in the organisation. Our committee is dedicated to our mission, but at times life events, family and work commitments, and serious health events provide a significant roadblock for what we want to achieve. A key focus moving forward will be to expand our volunteer base and expand the committee with people who have proven political experience and expertise. And if you do have that political experience and expertise, we want to hear from you. If you want to contribute to this volunteer organisation, please email us at info@australiansforbetter.com. Key priorities include advancing the case for constitutional change, optimising the performance of government, creating civics education programs, increasing parliamentary and media engagement, and growing our membership base across all states and territories. Now, the most important part, acknowledgements. None of this could happen without some great people behind Australians for Better Government. So I would like to acknowledge our outgoing Vice President, Mark Neugebauer, who has decided not to nominate again for this journey into the future. I thank him for his energy, insight and commitment, and Mark's going to be a big loss, but hopefully he will be able to work with us in some capacity, just not as part of the committee. The ABG committee, I want to acknowledge definitely, because we have a great committee, and all office bearers for their governments and oversight, including our Secretary, Tony Bowyer, who is been fantastic. She's been fabulous. The exact perfect perfect secretary that I would love to have hoped for is Tony Bowyer. She's been incredible. Our treasurer, Angus Wunderschiff, who's been with us from the very, very beginning, he called me up and said, mate, I want to be on board with this. So Angus has been a big part of ABG. Our honorary ambassador to the UK and Europe, Lee Evans, who really has been the rock of Australians for Better Government. He comes to us with a lot of experience that's been in Europe and the UK, but he has been chairman of a number of major groups in the UK, including the Campaign for an Independent Britain, otherwise known as CIB UK, Facts for EU, and also Stand for Our Sovereignty. And as I said, Lee has really been the rock of ABG. And when we have faced some internal challenges, he's really steered us through that with flying colours and great advice. Katie McCallum, who I'm amazed at how much that lady is a real powerhouse in our system, despite the fact that she works 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't know how she has any time for anything. She is also the president of Let's Rethink Renewables, and she's also very heavily involved in the One Nation Party. So Katie, I don't know how she devotes any time to Australians for Better Government, but she has been a wonderful addition. And lastly, the newest member of our committee, Deborah Ewell, who's already contributing in a big way. I've already seen some great things out of Deborah, and I'm very, very excited to what she can bring to ABG, having also been a big part of Australians for Australia and also the Gerard Rennick Party. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Deborah can contribute, and I'm sure it's going to be tremendous, as it has already been. I want to acknowledge our patron, Councillor Adam Zara, who threw his support behind ABG from our inception. He was been on board straight away. And also I wanted to acknowledge our youth ambassador, Cooper McCallum, who has been the perfect representative to lead our advocacy among young Australians, which is a big, important part of ABG, is the young Australians coming through. Members of Parliament and party leaders who have been supporting, including the Honourable John Ruddick from the New South Wales Parliament. John has really jumped on board with what ABG is all about, and I look forward to working with John a lot more into the future. Senator Malcolm Roberts and also Gerard Rennick. And I look forward to building more relationships with parliamentarians as we move forward. Dr. Christopher Reynolds, how can we not acknowledge the great work of Dr. Reynolds, who has been providing invaluable insight into the history of Australian Federation and our Constitution, and also valuable commentary on political philosophy. And if you haven't already found it, on our YouTube channel, Australians for Better Government YouTube page, you will find a recent series called Political Philosophy Masterclass, where Dr. Reynolds is talking all about that stuff, the Constitution, Christian values, a whole bunch of stuff related to government. So check that one out. We're already getting some great feedback from that series. Our volunteers and active members who contribute their time and ideas, we have great people supporting us at ABG, and hopefully we can build that, because we need more and more volunteers and members behind us. The more volunteers that we have, the more members that we have, the stronger our movement will be. Our affiliated partners and platforms that help amplify our message, and I've already mentioned some of them. A lot of the podcasts that have had us on and support us and try and get our message out is much appreciated. And most important of all, you, our members, for your trust, engagement and belief in a better system of government in Australia. So, in conclusion, the path to better government requires persistence, informing the public, and courageous advocacy. Australians for Better Government is proud to be leading that journey. I look forward to your further involvement, feedback, and continued partnership as we work together to build a more accountable, transparent, and representative government. I thank you all for your support.